All right, welcome back, everybody, to the S&J Sports Talk Show. My brother, Jonathan.
How's it going, man?
And I'm your host, Stanley, and this is my co-host, my brother, Jonathan, man. I'm doing all right, man. How are you?
I'm doing good. Just, enjoying summer, enjoying life.
Enjoying this free agency?
Enjoying this free agency, man.
It's been some crazy things happening around the league and the NBA. We're here to cover some of them. But, man, before we get into that, man, what you been up to lately? Today's Thursday. How's this week been for you, man?
This week's been mellow.
It's been mellow.
Yeah.
Oh, I think we about to start talking about the Lakers. This week's been mellow. Free agency started at midnight. So this whole day, I've been hearing and getting alerts of different people who are getting traded, contracts. I'm like, what? They gave him what? How much? I couldn't believe some of the stuff I was hearing. Some people that get brought back, it's crazy to hear. But for the most part, this week, man, it's been chill. I played basketball for the first time in months.
Wow.
I figured since I'm on here talking all the time about basketball, I need to get back on the court and play some basketball.
How'd that go?
Oh, man, it went good. I went and played with, our brothers, man. We went down to the sports center, played a little 2v2. And we've been playing for years. I've played with them since, we were young. We used to always play in the backyard before they even knew how to shoot all the way and stuff. So it was fun going back out and playing with them as adults.
Yeah.
You know what? My team, me and my brother, who were on the same team, we did all right. We did all right, man. We didn't get blown out the waters. We won a few games. We won some. We lost some. But I just needed to make sure that I still had something in the tank. I was like, I didn't know if I was going to get out there and be thrown up after the second game on the sideline, like calling it done. But
yeah, that was funny because they were trash talking. They're like, they're not going to win a game. We're just going to sweep y'all. You know what I'm saying? This and that.
Well, we had intended to play this game like 2 Thanksgivings ago.
2 years ago, yeah.
I think you were there. We were 2 Thanksgivings ago.
We were there.
One person started talking mess. Then someone said, what? Someone turned around. Someone walked out the room. Someone was like, wait, hold on. What'd you say? Hold on. No, we can go play right now. Next thing we know, 2 years later, we finally got the game going. But we didn't play for nothing. We just wanted to hoop and see how stuff was going. But it was fun time, man, on the basketball court and everything.
Right.
Been working out a little bit more. Trying to stay in shape and get exercised up and everything. Summertime, so it's hot. So, man, it's been good, man. It's been good, man. And for you as well, you're on summer break and everything. Mm-hmm. How's that been rolling for you, man?
We've been rolling. I've been streaming, doing YouTube videos and stuff. So, it's cool.
Right. Yeah. Right. And every time, man, if I see you at the house or see you anywhere, you're working, man. You're always going over somewhere on your way to go do some work. So that's good. You're a worker, man.
Just add to the funds so then I can start, getting in the studio. I can buy some studio time. Release a song or whatnot.
Getting your studios together, man. We hope everybody here enjoys the new setup we have. We finally got some of these technical equipment down and all that type of stuff. So we're trying to get our presentation right for you all. We appreciate all the comments and questions that we're getting from everybody on here. If you haven't already, make sure you go follow us at S&J Sports Talk on Instagram. We are also on S&J. We are also on Spotify. At S&J Sports Talk, all one word. Yep. Apple Podcasts. I didn't even know we were on Apple Podcasts.
No,
we're
it's soon
moving
to come.
too quick.
It's soon to come.
Soon to come on Apple Podcasts. See, it's soon to come on Apple Podcasts. But definitely go follow us on Instagram. That's where you can, find out more information about us. And on Spotify, man. I saw a good movie this week called Rise. Have you heard of that movie? Rise. It's a good movie.
We watched it. Yeah, we just watched it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So the movie's on the story of Giannis Antetokounmpo and his family, and it talks a lot about their upbringing and how they were brought up. It was a really good movie. I'd recommend y'all go see it.
Wow.
It was a real good movie.
It was a good movie. It wasn't especially how they came up from the bottom.
Man.
And you saw how that motivated him more to want it.
Yeah.
So I feel like some kids when they're trying to make it to the pros, they'll get distracted in college the parties or whatnot. But you see Giannis, he was
very focused.
It's all or nothing for him. So
very focused individual. Yeah. You're right about that. And you basically saw the way his whole family was supportive of it. It wasn't from a child, his dream was to go to the NBA. Right. His family was just trying to survive and make it, and then possibly look for any opportunity they could to rise up socially, economically, all those things. But his mom and dad were working. Immigrants from Nigeria that went to Turkey and then to Greece, and they were on the move. Definitely go check that movie out. The story, those of you all who know Giannis, he definitely has a great spirit about him, and that movie will show you a lot of the history of his upbringing, which was amazing. So definitely got to recommend that. But man, if you don't mind, let's get into some free agency talk and talk about what's been happening around the NBA. What have you been hearing is happening around the NBA? What has stood out to you so far?
Let's start with the biggest news, which is
the biggest news.
Kevin Durant.
Requesting
a trade from the Brooklyn Nets.
That shocked me, man. I was in the middle of working. I was standing on a ladder. And someone told me, I was like, Kevin Durant requesting a trade again? What? I couldn't believe it, man.
Right.
So what do you think about that? What do you think that means for the Brooklyn Nets? Is Kyrie Irving staying with the Brooklyn Nets?
As of right now, like, he just signed his player option.
Okay.
Like, literally yesterday. So I mean, for Kevin Durant.
So he did that before
Kevin Durant.
Requested the trade? Okay. All right.
So
what do you think about that, man? Kevin Durant requesting a trade. One, do you think it's going to be good for him wherever he goes? And two, where do you think he'll end up?
It's definitely a bad look on him now because first he has to remember the last 2 seasons he played with the Brooklyn Nets, he hasn't gotten every time in the playoffs.
Yeah,
there's been like a few of his teammates have been hurt, right?
Right.
This year Ben Simmons was hurt, right?
He was hurt 1 year.
Kyrie
was hurt. James Harden was hurt.
So someone like no one was fully healthy.
It never worked out.
And then this was the first full season since COVID and all that. So I think taking all that into consideration, he could have or should have stayed 1 more year.
Okay.
And now it's just a bad look on him because people are gonna look at him. He's gonna go on to whatever team he goes on to next, and people are gonna be like, "Yo, you only won your rings because of Steph Curry." Blah blah blah. He didn't even give Brooklyn a ring, so I mean, it's gonna be a bad look on him.
Okay. But I think it can be good if he goes somewhere and can win.
Yeah.
If he goes somewhere, I think that the teams they're talking about is Phoenix Suns or Miami Heat. Both are teams who have been close, but they haven't been able to get that championship. They would definitely be able, they would have way more of a shot to do it with Kevin Durant on their team. So I would say if he can go and lead a team to a championship, people won't even remember all the trade requests and everything at that point. But now if he goes somewhere
and wins the championship, he'll be good.
But if he goes somewhere and he's just doing the same thing, it's like, okay, you're a great scorer, but you only won those championships, especially when Steph Curry and the Warriors just won again.
Yeah.
Because they won again. So,
that's true.
Yeah, that definitely shocked me, though, on the Kevin Durant trade. I think what he's looking at is like, it's championship or bust.
Yeah.
He's like, if the Brooklyn Nets are not ready to win a championship this year, I'm not coming back. Because for him, he needs chips.
He's a superstar, so it's not like he's not Bradley Beal out here. Obviously, he doesn't want to win. but you know.
Bradley Beal, he was in the free agents talk too. He signed a 5-year.
Man.
I think it's $240 million, and I don't care too much. I'm for everyone getting paid, so I'm not talking against them getting paid or getting their money. I just realize some things sometimes. I'm like, how do certain people get certain? I mean, did the Wizards make the playoffs this year? No. They didn't make the playoffs this year, and I just don't understand. Now he got his money in Washington. That's good for him, but it seems like some of these teams are just giving away contracts right now, just signing people.
Giving away money, man.
They're signing people, and these people aren't even getting them to the playoffs.
Look at the Golden State Warriors. Well, they're getting to playoffs and finals and stuff, but they're like $500 million in debt and everything right now. Yeah,
so we're going live right now. We're live right now.
We're live right now, bro.
Go ahead.
But yeah, they're like $500,000, $500 million in debt right now, 2 players. So it's like, it's crazy.
Yeah, so we're on it, man. We're on it. It's so much to talk about. I have right here on the Instagram on Woj's page. All right, let's see. We can go through. He has everybody listed right here. First of all, Nikola
I
Jokic,
knew you were gonna bring
man,
him up.
they talking about he's the most signed player of all time in NBA
He's
history.
the
Now,
most highest.
I've just been having some issues. I've just been having some issues with the Joker because 2 MVPs. First of all, I don't think he should have got the 2 MVPs. I don't have that much of an issue with him.
Yeah.
As a player, he's good.
Right.
They overhyped this man.
They overhype him.
He's not going to no championship. You don't sign somebody to a most signed contract of all time if you're not making it to the finals. And he's not making it to the finals.
Yeah, they're not making it.
He's not leading them
They
there.
didn't even make it to the second round this year. So I don't even know what. I don't even know how he got his money.
Yeah, that's a tough one, man. But I guess for Denver, they look
really
at it
like
as
him, yeah.
who else? What superstar is going to go to Denver?
No
So
one.
if they do have a superstar, if they do have somebody who's balling out like he is, who else would go to Denver?
Okay, that brings up a good question. Who do you think? Because Jamal Murray's been hurt like the last 2 years or whatnot. I
Yeah,
don't
he's been
know where
hurt for a
been.
minute.
But you have to remember how this team was when Jamal Murray's here, right? Was here, right? So, you know me. I'm always talking like, oh, Kawhi Leonard's coming back from injury, blah blah blah. So let me ask you this: do you think when Jamal Murray comes back, and Kawhi Leonard comes back, which team do you think has a better chance of making it to the finals?
Between Denver and the Clippers?
Yeah. Because, you got Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, and all that.
I'd have to go with Clippers because man, they got talent on that team. Denver has
Paul
Jokic.
George, yeah.
Denver has Jokic.
They do.
That's who they have. If Jamal Murray comes back, we'll see how he plays. But he's been out for a while. But Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, and now they got John Wall. Got to talk about John Wall. He's back with the Clippers, man.
What do you think about that? Because John Wall, he's been hurt. He's also been hurt, too. But, dude, you got... See, look, he got away from the Wizards. Bradley Beal should have learned, man.
Who got away from the Wizards? John Wall?
Yeah.
He's been gone for a couple years.
He's been gone for a minute, but
didn't he
but
leave
got
to
away.
Houston while
he went
Westbrook
to the Rockets? He was
yeah.
the Rockets. He was part of that trade package.
He was part of that trade.
Yeah.
That didn't work out, man. James Harden been in some trades. Let's see. There's got to be some other free agents that we have to talk about.
Let's talk about John Morant.
John Morant, he signed, right?
He signed 5 year.
5 year.
5 year.
He deserves it. He's gonna be good.
He deserved it.
The Memphis is gonna be good for the next few years too. They did lose Kyle Anderson.
They did.
Kyle Anderson.
He don't help whichever team he goes to.
Where did Kyle Anderson go to? Did he go to?
Let's see here.
It's on there, man.
He went to
the Timberwolves. He went to the Timberwolves.
Okay, we got.
So now he's got what? Anthony Edwards, Karl Anthony Towns.
Hold on, we gotta talk about Karl Anthony Towns, bro.
What happened with Karl Anthony Towns?
$224 million for 4 years.
Has he produced in Minnesota?
No. Not when you can say
they made the playoffs this year.
You can say yes, but I'm gonna go ahead and say no. Like
they made the playoffs this year.
They made the playoffs this year, but they haven't really gone like far, and it hasn't really been like Karl Anthony Towns leading him. So that's why I say like he got paid a little bit too much. Like if you look at this season, it was Anthony Edwards who got them to the playoffs, right?
Right, him being on that team and Patrick Beverly.
And
Patrick Beverly was doing his thing, man. He makes it tough for them guards.
He does make it tough for them, but I don't think it was 200. His play was good this year. Don't get me wrong. But especially for how he played in the playoffs, like he struggled in the few games they played. I wouldn't give him $224 million.
Yeah, that's kind of tough to give him that much.
Yeah.
Because it seems like Anthony Edwards is on the come up. He's going to be the top player. And they have one more guy, D'Angelo Russell. D'Angelo Russell is doing his thing too, but he's already got his signing contracts and his money. So he's already good. So yeah, man, there's a number of these guys that I was surprised at. One of them was Jalen Brunson with the New York Knicks, $100 and something million for 5 years. Wow. What did Jalen Brunson do? I mean, I just learned about Jalen Brunson at the end of the season when who got hurt? Doncic got hurt. Mm-hmm. So he stepped in, but now he's getting full-on contracts. Where does that come from?
I don't know. So here's the thing with him. he's really funny. He had one good year with Dallas, but that's because Tim Hardaway.
Did he have
wasn't
one
there.
good year or just a playoff run?
He had one good year with the playoff run because I actually watched Dallas a little bit throughout the season. How much did he get paid again? He got paid. My bad. Yes, he deserved it. $104 million. I say he deserved
for what?
it.
5 years.
The New York Knicks. I don't know how Stephen A. Smith feels about this, but
they didn't get anybody in the draft.
He obviously didn't like how they did the draft, but I think him with Julius Randle, they could be a good duo. I do think he deserved it. And he definitely worked his way up from the NBA. I remember when he first came into the league.
He's a small little guy. He got to work his way up.
Alrighty, so we got to talk about Malik Monk going to the Sacramento Kings.
Malik Monk is coming to Sacramento? Mm-hmm. From where? LA?
He signed within 2 years, man.
The Kings, man.
We got another guard,
hold
bro.
on. We just got to talk about the Kings in general.
Oh, man.
The Kings signed Keegan Murray from Iowa. A lot of people thought they should have signed Jaden Ivey.
Should have drafted someone else.
They should have done Jaden Ivey.
Yeah.
From Purdue. He's just the more athletic player, but Keegan Murray is a scorer. We're going to see what happens, but it's just tough to know what are the Kings trying to do. What are the Kings trying to do?
Yeah.
You know? The Kings are basically, I don't know if they're in recovery, but they haven't made a playoff series since 2006.
2005.
2005, yeah, 2006 season.
That was the year I was born, bro.
That's the year you were born. So there ain't no telling no telling what's going on with the Kings. And then the GM came out and he said, we don't even have a playoff mandate this year. He said the owner's not even requiring us to make the playoffs. Man, wow. I say fire everybody. I think the city of Sacramento should fire the owner. The city of Sacramento should close the doors to Golden One Center and just say, you know what? The owner, we've been here for
that. You can't do that, bro.
I mean, this guy's over here talking about he's not even worried about getting to the playoffs, and we're the most embarrassing league on the team.
Yeah, that is true. The thing with the Kings is, bro, we passed up on so many great opportunities. What we were saying, like, we passed up on Klay Thompson. Giannis was in the draft.
Oh, there's a lot of people. C.J. McCollum.
Dude,
there's a lot of people.
The 2013 draft, we got Ben McLemore over Giannis.
Man, that's the type of stuff that's just like,
but in all fairness, Giannis, he wasn't as strong as he was in 2013.
He wasn't, but see, that's the key.
You have to be able to...
You have to pick based on potential.
Who's going to grow, yeah.
And you got to know the person, too. Is this person going to become a millionaire and it's a wrap, it's done? That's one of the things that movie Rise showed us with the Giannis situation was you could tell that this young man was going to make it, and if he just was given even more of an opportunity, he was just going to do even better.
He's going to
Some people, once they made it to the NBA, they've done made it. Mm-hmm. They've already done made it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, they don't need to prove nothing else to no one. Giannis was like, no, I'm here to be great. I'm going to continue to do this. I'm getting my family, all of that. So, that's interesting there. Who's that one? Who was that one right there? Oklahoma gave Lou Dort 87.5 million for 5 years. He played good in Oklahoma this year, man. If you watched him and saw him play, because I believe he was
there with Chris Paul. I remember him. Yeah,
I think he was second year player.
Yeah.
He's young from like the G League.
He's not second year, but he's
like from the G League.
Yeah, and
he worked his way up as well.
He also did work his way.
And hey man, he was balling last year. I was watching some games of him guarding LeBron James. He was. You know how a lot of people just stand there with their arms out.
Yeah.
His arms are active. His arms are active in the face. He's moving all around, doing everything. That's how you're supposed to play. That's how I was taught how to play defense. Mm-hmm. You don't stand there and just let the person dictate where they're going to go. You let them know everywhere you go. You got to get a hand to the face. You got to get right over here. Boom, let's go. You know, all of that. So yeah, man.
Alrighty, man. So hold on. So
Tyrus Jones.
Little mid episode. So we're doing this thing where basically we'll say one story or something about we'll do like a personal story or something mid episode. Every S&J Sports Talk podcast
Might not be everyone, but
most.
We try to give those stories to y'all because y'all always ask for the stories.
You're always asking like where the personal stories at, blah blah blah. So
right,
we got you. You. You know. So first, let's do. So today, we got funny stories about the other person. So you can go first. You'll go ahead and say a funny story about me. Then I'll go ahead and say a funny story about you.
Funny story about Jonathan that y'all do not know. Funny story about Jonathan. Jonathan, I think one of the funniest things about you is like growing up at the house. Y'all who don't know, Jonathan is the youngest one in the family. So there's a lot of times we're sitting around the dinner table and like our family, you kind of have to just jump in where you fit in. You have to kind of say something. So like we're all talking. Let's just say I just played a basketball game. So we're all talking. I'm talking about, man, y'all saw that one move that happened here. And then someone else is like, no, but Stanley, you should have done this. And then my mom's like, no, son, you got to make sure you shoot the ball when you get it. Like you have to shoot. And then my dad would be like, the main thing I liked that you did was you kept your head up after the loss. You know, like everybody's doing this. So everyone's talking and everyone's kind of jumping in and out. And Jonathan will be trying to say something, and we'll all be like, hold on, Jonathan, hold on. And we'll all keep talking. Hold on, Jonathan, hold on. And then Jonathan will finally get in there and say something. And my mom will be like, Jonathan, you do not interrupt your older brothers and sisters. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That will happen to him all the time. And I always be feeling bad because I know, like, Jonathan waited 20 minutes to get into the conversation. And then it's like he only got into the conversation just to get in trouble. That's the one thing that always comes to mind about you, man. That's one thing that always comes to mind as far as a funny story. You got one about me?
I do, but it's not from me. It's from Elijah. So our brother Elijah. So he said, so one time, this was while I was at school. So he said you came home with your car one time, just visiting and whatnot. And
I came home with the car?
Yeah, your car. And he said, so here's what happened. You came home. He's outside in the garage just chilling, I don't know, working out or whatnot. Mm-hmm. And he said, you left your keys in the car. Right?
I left my keys in the car.
Yeah, you left your keys in the car. So
okay.
He said,
I don't even remember the story. I'm trying to understand what the story is before he tells it. I'm like, wait, hold on. What story you finna? What story
he
is
said
this?
You left the key in the car, and then he was telling me all about it, man, because it was just cracking up or whatnot. But he said you left the key in the car, and so he's like, this is the funniest thing, bro. So I'm telling y'all. So you left the key in the car, and he said,
you gotta tell the story, man. The audience waiting for the story.
I can't even say it, bro. I can't even say it. So, you know, I'm gonna tell a different story, but I can't even say it.
No, you gotta finish this one. You done told people I locked the keys in the car. I'm trying to remember when I locked the keys in the car.
All right. Let's see.
What was the funny part of it? What did it get funny? I'm about to tell another story about you if you can't finish this one.
Hold on, Brett. All right, you gotta. Hey, nah, Brett. Let me tell a different story, Brett.
Oh, we're not even. You gonna do the audience like that? Okay, all right.
Nah, hold on. I got you. I'm putting myself together.
Nah, go ahead. If you gotta tell another one, just one you can get through.
Nah, I'm good. So you lock your keys in the car, and he says, "There's a hammer in the garage." So you pick up the hammer, and you're like,
I really don't know what story he's telling. Bro. My keys are in the car, so I went and got a hammer.
So you're in there. So you have a hammer. And you're thinking about breaking the window, getting the keys, and then he's talking to you. He's like, "Yeah, like just call AAA, blah blah." And you're like, "Nah, I don't want to wait for AAA, blah blah blah." And then, yes, and then so you're like, so he's like, so I came. So this is my brother Elijah talking. He's like, I came back in the kitchen to get some water real quick. And I come out, and the next thing I know, still he's smashing his window car.
I smashed my window car. The whole window shattered, huh?
Yeah, bro.
I was trying to get the keys out, and the whole window shattered. Bro, I gotta say, you telling the story was funnier than the story.
So it was like, I couldn't even tell it, bro.
That's funny, man.
And you know his funny reaction the whole time. He was like, bro, what are you doing? He's like, and then he's and
They ended up having to wait for AAA anyway.
here's the funny thing is he said you weren't even going nowhere. You just wanted your keys.
Yeah.
Like, and the whole time you just kept saying, "You gotta be mobile. I gotta be mobile. I gotta be mobile."
Yep.
That's probably the fun. That's like one of the funniest stories I have. Like,
That's a great one, man. That's a
like,
true story too. Yep. I went and
you remember it now.
broke
You
the
remember
window.
it now?
Yeah, I didn't know what you were finna say, but that is a funny one. That is a fun, and I guess it's even funnier from a brother's perspective, watching me do all of those things, like lock the keys in the car.
Like I said, I wasn't even there, but I could just imagine.
You could imagine it, huh?
Imagine you. Like,
that's a good one, man. That's definitely a good one. We do got to touch on another situation that happened was definitely on a different note was Miles Bridges.
Oh man,
they were just maybe a few days ago. They were all talking about
free agency
and how he was about to get paid and his max money and all this type of stuff. And then, we heard some news. I heard some news today about him with a domestic violence situation with apparently his wife. Now, my first thought when I heard it, my very first thought, Jonathan, was, why is this coming out? I was trying to see, did he hurt somebody
now
yesterday?
Recently or yeah.
Like right today or yesterday? Or was this something that happened in the past and someone waited until the night before his free agency to bring it up? I just had to wonder, because the coincidences of these things, when people wait till the night before you about to go get some money, you about to get, I think he was supposed to get like $100 million contract at least, minimums.
Yeah.
And then that night, you about to sign your contract the next day, and you can't because you in jail.
Wow.
I'm like, someone had to have it out for you. Someone had to really have hate for you. And if he was beating up his wife, she might have that hate for him. She might have the, ooh, he don't have no furry like a woman scorned.
We looked into the story,
so if anything happened, it doesn't seem like it happened yesterday.
It doesn't seem like it happened yesterday. It was a while ago.
Seems like it was over time. It seems like it was something that was constantly happening. It wasn't right. Not good at all. But the fact she waited till that day before, man, she was planning that. Because when you type it in, man, all you do is see the pictures. Now, I got to say, I got to hear from Miles Bridges. I need to hear what he has to say. Because you gotta let a man defend himself and speak for himself. It might not be nothing to defend.
The media is putting a bad image on him right now. We don't even know what happened.
Hey, it might be a bad image on him, but I'm just not just gonna throw the brother all in dirt while he's in jail and hasn't even said a word on the situation. Because just 2 days ago, everyone was just on TV talking about how he's about to get paid and how great of a player his year he had. Someone had to know something was going on. Your wife, the pictures I saw, man, didn't look too good, man.
Yeah.
Didn't look too good, and she got doctor's reports too. Oh, wow. Man.
That's definitely interesting. I'm just like,
I gotta hear from Miles Bridges, man.
I got a couple things to say, but I won't say it. But that's definitely interesting. Like with that situation right there. But like, if it wasn't happening, if it was happening over time, it is kind of like, it kind of does look like a setup. Like, why would you bring it up now?
You would have to.
Later
it could be very smart on her part, though. It could be very smart.
She
like,
could be knowing what she's doing.
Yeah, I mean, she got 2 kids with him. At that situation, it's so many things you want to just be like, man, like, it might have been some stuff that was already going to happen before, or even if the contract didn't happen. But
I definitely do want to hear from Miles Bridges, though. What do you have to say about this?
She waited till the night before. And then they arrested him in another state.
Oh, wow.
He was in L.A.
Wow.
He wasn't in North Carolina, so that means
everyone's
this was a setup, man.
You think it was set up?
This was a setup, and I'm not saying she didn't get beat up. She probably got beat up, and that's, he's gonna have to pay his price or pay his consequences on those things there. That's nothing to play with, man. Just I'm talking about the timing of it. I'm like, she didn't want him to either get that money She either did not want him to get the money, but I'm thinking if she was his wife, she would want him to get that money. Like, sign them papers. Now I'm still bringing these charges against you after we get this $100 million.
You can sue him. You can sue him for his properties and his money.
You can have all that with that new contract, but now he's not about to get none of that. Yeah. None of that. I'm telling you right now, they're gonna have every type of reason not to sign him now. I just, man, I hate that happened. It's almost reminded me of the Antonio Brown situation, where I think it was the day before he was about to sign, he got kicked off the Raiders. Wasn't that?
No, so that one was a little different.
Was it domestic violence
with the Raiders?
It was like the day before something. He was about to get paid.
It wasn't domestic. It was everything for him, bro.
It was everything for Antonio Brown. Go watch our old video on Antonio Brown situation and drama.
He was cussing out the coach. All that. He was yelling at the coach. He's like, apparently he threatened the coach or whatnot. Mm-hmm. But I mean, you can't look at him as the bad person because there probably was some stuff that happened with the Raiders and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But it definitely was a different situation with Antonio Brown. Yeah, also go ahead and go look at that video. But
definitely. So
Antonio Brown, Miles Bridges, I really hope the best for Miles Bridges and his wife and the kids
and the children. Yeah,
situation right here.
The stuff I read on the situation, man, it's heartbreaking to hear. I was like,
but definitely, bro, it could be a setup. I mean, it's LA, bro. Everyone's getting set up in LA, bro.
Yeah, if I have to hear from Miles Bridges. The moment I hear from Miles Bridges, when he gets released, I'll know the truth from. The TV could be on mute. I'll be able to read the truth. Yeah. I'll be like, oh, okay, all right, I know now. But I just gotta, boy, to come in between, because it's too much. I'm like, shoot, if she had been getting hurt this whole time,
she wouldn't have.
Why would it be the night before the free agency? Did she let the authorities know and they waited until the night before free agency to get him? The basketball police? You feel what I'm saying? Like this, the NBA players got police just specifically watching them. Yeah. Just like Montrezl Hill.
Oh, man.
They over here talking about felony charges for my brother because he had, I believe it was marijuana in the back of his car. Yeah. But they're over here telling us that we need to go get Brittany Griner from Russia who was smoking marijuana over there. But you throw people in jail over here for marijuana. So I just don't get it. I don't get which one they want us to do. Are we supposed to legalize it or not legalize it? Which one are we supposed to be doing, man? I'm confused. Montrezl Hill is facing felony charges, and they put that all over ESPN. But then they're like, we got to go save Brittany Griner. She's over there just for some weed.
I'm going to say, someone like Montrezl Hill, with a good lawyer and as much money as he has, if he gets a good attorney, he could probably beat that.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you. He could probably beat that. But, yeah, like you said, I don't even know, man. Because
he shouldn't even be facing that.
It's legal, then it's illegal. It's like, you shouldn't even be facing that.
Boy, the way they do stuff is so contradictory. It's so crazy. And that's why, even with this domestic violence situation, I'm like, these situations come up a lot in the sports field. And one thing that I gotta say to all the sports athletes out there is everything they tell you to do on the basketball court, the football field, or any sports arena, that you don't do that at home. Like, you don't do that to other people, right? Because they tell you on the field and on the court, bring out the monster in you. Come on, you can hit harder than that. Come on, you don't let nobody push you around, all that type of stuff. When you go home, when you're around your family, it's time to humble yourself, be peaceful. You're no longer on the field. You're no longer on the court. Because this seems to be a very common thing with a lot of athletes, these big old athletes. And it's like, what got you as a big old, strong male to a point where you felt you needed to dominate a woman?
A woman, yeah.
You needed to dominate someone who's... You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
I feel what you're saying.
How does that happen? And you see they don't even swing on people on the court. Mm-hmm. On the court, they never swing. They just do all this talk. They just do all this barking. Then they go home to their wife, and you see the wife with pictures bruised up.
Yeah.
That's not cool, man. Yeah. That's not cool, man. Y'all got to self-discipline yourselves, man.
There are some self-disciplined players out there. Like, Westbrook, for example. He's a monster on the court, right? He's on the court.
Yep.
He's like a tiger out there, right?
Yep.
But you can see, like, if you follow him on Instagram or whatnot, you can see, like, he's a chill dude off the court.
Family dude.
He's very humble. He's with the family.
Don't mess with his family. All that. That's right.
He's cool. So, I mean, you can't say every player is, obviously.
Yeah. I just, man, I really wish
It definitely is tough. Yeah.
these guys had had someone to go to. There's no reason. You a millionaire, brother. There's no reason for you to
Lose that.
to be fighting anybody.
Yeah.
If you're that rich, you should not ever fight anybody. You could be called a punk a million times. I don't fight nobody, and I'm not even. You see what I'm saying? Like, I know enough sense to be like, you can laugh at me all you want, and I'm gonna walk away from this if necessary, if possible. You know, the goal is never to fight. The goal is never to fight. You will always be in situations where you have to defend yourself. The goal is not to be out here trying to show people you can fight or something like that. Let people laugh at y'all. Be humble. Let them laugh all they want as you walk away and be good and not be in jail the night before your $100 million contract. Let's get on to Anthony Simmons. Now, I've liked this brother. Yeah. I've liked this brother since when I saw him as a rookie in Portland. I was like, oh, he's going to be nice. And especially because he was playing behind Damian Lillard with the Portland Trailblazers, I was like, he's going to shape up real nicely. When Damian Lillard went down and was hurt, he got a lot of playing times. He had a couple of 40-point games. That's what put him on the map. Now my brother signed a 4-year, $100 million contract. Shout out to him. And shout out to Portland Trailblazers. If they could pull off something where they get Kevin Durant, keep Damian Lillard. They got rid of C.J. McCollum, but they do have Simmons. And I think they got a couple more players. I can't think off the top of my head at the moment. But Kevin Durant and Damian Lillard would be nice. That would be nice. Because the difference between Damian Lillard and Kyrie can hit the three. Damian Lillard shoots the three. That's what he shoots the three. You have to guard him right when he gets past half court. Same with Kevin Durant. That would be crazy to watch him play. Crazy,
but I don't think Dame and Kevin Durant would work together. I just don't think they would work together because
Kevin Durant needs the ball.
Kevin Durant needs the ball to do anything. Lillard needs the ball. So like that wouldn't work. Maybe like however, I could see like a Dame and Giannis playing. That's just me. That's just me. But like I don't think them two would work together. I think not them two specifically, but I do think like if it was Kevin Durant and Dame on the same team with another star player, that could maybe work. They could even it out or whatnot. Like
I could see that.
Big man.
I could see that.
I don't think like them two being the two stars would work together.
Yeah, I could see what you're saying with that. We'd have to see because it's obviously not about just having superstars.
It was like James Harden with Kevin Durant. That obviously didn't work together.
Yeah, man.
They both need the ball.
I think the West, I don't think Kevin Durant's going to the Phoenix. I don't think he's going to the West because the West is too tough to get in right now. The West is a tough team. The West is tough, man.
I wouldn't go to the West if I was Kevin Durant. Just because
he's already in the East, so he knows what
I would stay in the East because you're only gonna have the only teams you really have to worry about for the East is Milwaukee and Philadelphia.
Milwaukee and Philadelphia. Did you hear my man from Golden State? He got sent down to L.A. What's his name? Toscano Anderson.
Yeah.
It's funny because a lot of people in the Bay Area, they didn't like how hard he was repping Mexico. They were like, now that brother know that all the talent, all the genes from the black side of his family got him up in the NBA, got him jumping this high. I mean, he's one of the top dunkers. I think he was in the dunk contest. He's one of the top dunkers.
He is.
They're like, that came from your African genetics. And you up here waving the Mexican flag. So they didn't like that too much in Oakland. So I guess they sent him down to L.A. closer to the border. They said, you like Mexico so much, huh? You get on down to L.A. And sent him down South Highway 5. And now he's playing with the L.A. Lakers. Right. Shout out to him. I like him. Right. I like Toscano Anderson personally. Because he seems like a young kid who's just like, he's just enjoying it. He was enjoying the ride. He's like, man, I just play basketball. I can jump real high, so I play basketball. And I think he just was repping that Mexico flag so heavy. And we was like, okay, we'll rep the black side. And then I think he cleared it up at the championship parade. He's like, well, you know, I'm half Mexican, but I'm half black too. So he was like cleaning it up. A lot of people were like, yeah, just don't try to disown us. Yeah. You know, don't try to disown us now.
Now, that's something interesting you said. He got traded to, or he went to Lakers, right?
Yeah,
the Lakers now.
I think they signed him, right?
Yeah, now hear me out.
We haven't even got on the Lakers and the Kings.
I talked to Isaiah, right, our brother, right?
He
was saying that the Lakers are doing all this free agent signing right now.
Okay.
To get these players in a trade package. He was like,
I can see that though.
I can see LeBron doing that, bro. Like he's like,
sign him,
get him over here, get him over here. We'll trade him over here. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, but
and they could be
I can see him doing that.
You.
And they could, he said, trade someone for KD, for Kevin Durant and Kyrie package, but they're definitely getting traded. So I'm gonna be keeping an eye on them because I think half the players who get signed on Lakers won't be there at the end of the year.
Nah, that's just what I think. That's the truth.
Yeah,
that's the truth.
You go look at LeBron's team, like even with Cleveland or whatnot. Those teams, they traded people that night. That night before the deadline.
You're right. Yeah. No, there's certain business negotiations going on. We saw it even in the movie. That movie with Giannis on Rise. That movie, they were making back deals. They were, hey, if he gets drafted here, we're signing him with Nike. If he gets drafted here, if he don't get drafted, he don't get this deal. Like everything is based on what's happening, and people are moving like business. So it's crazy
too because that agent in the movie. So in the movie, there's agent and he passes up on Giannis, right? You remember how he passed up on Giannis. So this other agent comes, and he gets Giannis. He's like, let me rep you. Right. I'm going to get you to the league, all that, right?
Right.
Now the other agent wants to come back.
That's how it goes. Competition.
And he gets told no. And he's like threatening to like, he's like,
call the family immigration services.
I'll call the police on you, blah, 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 and all this and that. I was like,
man, power trip, man.
Yeah.
A power trip.
So,
you know what? We're going to have a lot more to talk about with the trade deadline. This was actually day one. So we wanted to make sure we talked with y'all a little bit about the first day of free agency, and we're going to definitely be back at it too.
Hold up. We do got to cover James Harden, bro.
Oh, yeah. Harden. We got plenty.
So, where'd he go?
James Harden?
Yeah.
What happened with James Harden? Did he get signed?
He's not signed yet, but he's working on a deal with the Philadelphia 76ers.
Okay.
How do you feel about that, bro? Because, James Harden...
And P.J. Tucker. P.J. Tucker went to the Philadelphia 76ers.
He signed with the Philadelphia 76ers, so...
Man, I've never been a James Harden. His style of basketball has never been... Yeah. I never thought it was superstar talent as far as him leading a team to a championship. And I feel like they were giving him max money like that. And I was like, he's a great player. He can score.
Right.
But to be on a team and lead a team, you got to lead the team. You know what I'm saying? That comes on both sides of the floor. I've just seen him too much on defense where it's like he does not put in that type of effort. You know, when they said Kobe wasn't a great defender or Michael wasn't a great defender, they became great defenders. You know, they took the... James Harden just seemed like he don't care on offense. Yeah. On defense. Sometimes he doesn't look like he cares on offense. Mm-hmm. So, it's unless he has the ball in his hand. So, it's just a different style of play. I don't see Philadelphia... I don't see them winning the championship. And that's all I look at. I look at... If you tell me about a team, I'm like, are they good enough to win a chip this year? That's what I look at.
Yeah.
Got a question for you. Mm-hmm. Is Boston going back to the NBA Finals?
Ooh.
Are they going back to the NBA Finals?
Going back to the NBA Finals
next year.
I'm gonna go ahead with our hard no.
Hard no.
You
said every team's aiming for him.
No, it's not even that. It's one simple thing, bro. Giannis, he didn't have his sidekick this year. Chris Middleton, he was hurt the whole playoffs, the finals, and all that. I'm saying people don't understand. Giannis is still like top 5 player in the NBA right now. He's a beast. Like he literally gets whatever he wants. So with that, like I don't see them beating. I don't see them going back to the NBA Finals this year.
Really? Okay. You see.
I can see them in the playoffs. I say right now, looking at like the rosters on the team.
They don't got to worry about Brooklyn right now.
Looking at the rosters on the team, they can make it to like the third round maybe. But I don't see them making it to the finals. But they're
so
definitely
you think
still
this year they got an easy path because of who was injured along the way?
Well, yes and no. Like obviously there were some injuries. I wouldn't say they got an easy path because they went through like what?
Yeah, they went through good people.
They went through some good
Milwaukee,
teams to get there.
Miami,
yeah.
And
they had the Warriors. I wouldn't say they got an easy route. They definitely went, but like when they got their opportunities, they showed up and
Right.
they took advantage of the
I
opportunities.
feel that.
That's the reason why they made it to the finals. So I do think with that, I still don't see them making it to the finals. Just I don't know why. It's not Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. I think it's Marcus Smart. I feel like him right there, like he's the glue to the team, but he also hurts the team with all the drama he causes off the court in the locker room and all that. Like he's complaining.
Okay.
Like he was talking to the media about Jason Tatum is like he shoots the ball too much, he doesn't pass enough, blah 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 to the media. Like you handle that in the
Marcus
locker
Smart?
room. Yeah. So it's like
They need Marcus Smart though.
they
Smart
do.
is
They do.
that.
He's kind of the Draymond Green on that team.
That last game they played in the finals, the last game, Marcus Smart's numbers might not have been the best, but you could tell he was playing hard.
Yeah.
He was playing hard, and I feel like that
Patrick
he's the only one who doesn't let the team get punked. When Draymond was all in the their bench area talking mess to him, he was the only one was like, "Hey, get him out of here! Like, what's he doing? Like, nah, he's trying to punk all of us right now."
Him and Draymond Green and Patrick Beverly, J.R. Smith. Those are
we
our
need
players
to we need to talk about who's the top menaces in the NBA.
Ooh,
We
yeah.
need to do that, but that's
We'll
going to
do
be
that
another
next
episode.
bro. Top
Yeah,
five.
that's another one right
We'll do
there.
that.
We got to do the top menaces in the NBA, and we got other questions too that we didn't even get to today.
Yeah.
But
Ran out of time.
we coming with the part 2 for free agency. You know, so we covered a lot of different topics of free agents, but also stuff going on with Miles Bridges, stuff going on with our man Kevin Durant and his trade.
Kyrie
Kyrie
signed back in.
Kyrie signed back in. There's a number of situations.
Everyone was saying Everyone was saying he was gonna leave the Nets,
I
was like, he's not leaving. He's not leaving.
Yeah, no, he stayed,
Yeah.
man. He stayed. And then we just need to also take care of the Sacramento Kings. We need to talk about the Sacramento Kings on one episode
It's struggle to
because
talk about, bro.
yeah, it's been a long time.
That's my team, but it's like
I think when
we're not even trying to win.
I think when the last who was it who just got to the playoffs, Minnesota Timberwolves, when they got to the playoffs, they had been like out for 13 or 14 years and they just made it back.
That's why it was a big
That
deal.
was the last team, and now it's just Sacramento Kings are the only other one that hasn't been there. They haven't been there not only in this decade, but even the last decade they didn't make it. And then 2006 was the last time. So we got to definitely talk about them, look at their roster, and go through and see what they can do. If you're hearing from the owner that they're not required to make the playoffs, then I'm not rooting for them because from the top down, it's all from the top down. From the top down, it needs to be, we are making the playoffs this year.
Yeah.
We're doing whatever it takes, whatever millions it takes. We're making the playoffs this year. Since he's not saying that, I'm not about to sit here and spend one dime on Kings merchandise at all. So that's it. That's it. So
that is it.
You got more stuff, Jonathan?
No, man. Just thank you for watching us to this podcast episode. Be sure to follow us on SJ Sports Talk for our Instagram. Be sure to we are on Spotify too. Also,
S&J Sports Talk.
Sports
Is
Talk.
it Sports Talk Podcast or just Sports Talk?
You can type in whichever. Do podcast.
Type in
do
S&J
podcast.
Sports and you'll find us.
S&J
You'll
Sports
find
Talk.
us. The Spotify is real nice too.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, definitely comment on this video what you want to see us do better on, what your thoughts on the free agents, and definitely shoot us a DM if you ever have any suggestions or want us to talk about something. Definitely. So peace out.
Definitely. Peace, y'all. S&J Sports.